MBA programs value diverse backgrounds. What better way to solve problems in an innovative way than to bring together a group of highly driven people with different perspectives? So, if you have what you consider an untraditional background, I say lean in. Over the last 10 years, as an MBA admissions counselor, I've worked with many clients from Teach for America and education in general, the Peace Corps and USAID, a fertility clinic, public relations, media, communications, government services, and even the arts. And they have all gotten in. Why? Because diversity of backgrounds brings diversity of thought. And in business school, especially during case discussions, having multiple perspectives in the classroom leads to richer discussion, sharper debates, and stronger learning experience for everyone. So if you're working in one of these areas or in another less traditional field, you might be wondering, could an MBA be right for me? The answer might be yes, but the key is to know how to position yourself. Let's start with your work experience. Make a list of the skills that you've gained since college. Even if they don't sound businessy, chances are that they're still incredibly relevant. Collaboration, project management, problem solving under pressure. If you're in government, maybe you've seen firsthand the intersection of business and policy. If you're in advertising, you've helped clients design innovative solutions. If you've served abroad with the Peace Corps, you've gained deep cultural insight. These are strengths. Think of them as the building blocks that you might bring to an MBA program. Next, your future goals. What do you want to do long-term and immediately post-MBA? For the short term, you want to be specific on what type of role, company, industry you want to work in. You want to show that you've done the research to know what your potential exit strategy after business school is. Remember, schools are measured on whether or not you are employed post-MBA. In the longer term, think about the problems you want to be solving at the end of your career. If you're in education, do you hope to use technology as a way to make education more personalized? Then why MBA? Like every other MBA applicant, you need to answer these 3 questions. Why MBA? Why now? And why this school? Especially if you're not leveraging an MBA to go into a more typical post-MBA path like consulting, finance, product or program management, or general management. You'll need to explain what skills you hope to gain from an MBA. If you didn't study business in university, you could pick up holistic business skills. We are all on a leadership journey. What leadership skills do you want to learn that will help you in your future career goals? And finally, what specific role or industry knowledge might you need to pick up? If you want to transition from government to a space where you could help build technology to improve government efficiency, maybe a deep dive into the tech industry would be helpful. You should be able to build a story that takes where you've been, where you want to go, and explain why an MBA, the gap, can help you get there. For example, maybe you want to work at a governmental healthcare agency and want to transition to healthcare consulting, biotech, or even launch your own venture down the line. If leadership, cross-functional business training, and entrepreneurial know-how are the bridge to get you there, then an MBA becomes a natural next step. Now let's address potential weaknesses as a non-traditional applicant. The biggest hesitation schools might have with a non-traditional candidate is quantitative readiness. If you haven't touched numbers since college, say you majored in history and now you teach high school, you want to prove that you can handle the MBA's analytical demands. A strong quant score on the GMAT, GRE, or EA, where it's accepted, is one way. Taking a graded course in statistics, accounting, or finance is another. You might also consider taking one of the math courses built to prepare students for the rigor of an MBA program, like HBX Core, MBA Math, or UC Berkeley's Math for Management. Highlight any quant-heavy work that you've done, budgets, data analysis, forecasting, whether at your job or in extracurriculars. Consider asking your recommenders to highlight your quant skills as well, to provide a third-party perspective. Speaking of recommenders, choose people who know your work and can speak to your strengths, especially in areas the admissions committees might question, like quantitative ability. That could be a boss, a colleague that is hierarchically above you, or even someone from a nonprofit or volunteer role. What matters is they can speak specifically about your skills, leadership, teamwork, and ability to navigate diverse perspectives. Make sure you select the right schools. Some programs are more open than others to non-traditional profiles. Look at the class profiles. How many students come from outside consulting, finance, or tech? Reach out to alumni with similar backgrounds. Ask them how they navigated the transition and what resources helped them succeed. Finally, consider the financial aspect of the decision. An MBA is a major investment, but there's support out there. Some schools offer application waivers for Teach for America, Peace Corps, or AmeriCorps alumni. There are also scholarships targeting non-traditional candidates, like the Paul D. Coverdell Fellows Program for returned Peace Corps volunteers, or the Federal Employee Education and Assistance Fund for public sector employees. The bottom line is, if you're coming from an untraditional background, your story can set you apart. Focus on your transferable skills, make the case for why you need an MBA now, proactively address any weaknesses, and find target schools that value your unique perspective. Because in today's MBA classroom, your voice might be exactly the one that they're looking for. If you want help showcasing your unique voice, sign up for a free consultation with me or one of my colleagues at Stratus. And don't miss the next video where Donna and Jennifer talk about whether or not you need to write an optional essay.